r/deadbedrooms. Mysterious_speed_217 says, help me understand. How does this work? Clearly am lost. My wife feels justified in not being intimate due to her feeling a lack of connection. That's fair. Not to say I haven't tried. Have offered going on walks together, snowboarding together, going to the gym together, planned numerous date nights, planned her a giant surprise party with all her friends at her favorite restaurant. She did nothing for my 40th day, written her love notes, sent roses to her workplace, showered her with gifts, been present for her through her career, both while she was in school and the flexibility of my self-employment schedule. So she can basically come and go as she pleases. Apparently none of that is enough to earn the feeling of connection. So with that being said, now apparently I'm failing the marriage because I have turned off connection due to her lack of intimacy. Does she not realize the irony at play here? I can't seem to get through to her that I can't feel connection to someone who doesn't want to be intimate with me. Am I out of line here? Too long. Didn't read. She feels justified in turning intimacy completely off, but I'm failing the marriage because I've turned off the connection. Ralphstein7 says, here's the thing I think everyone, low libido, and HL, should understand. Intimacy isn't something that should be transactional at all. You shouldn't have to do something for the other person to love you and be intimate with you only by what you do for them. If that's their stipulation, then it's a lost cause. Their view on love is a one-way street. If you need to do enter the blank and they still aren't satisfied. Mysterious_speed_217 says, yes, cannot upvote this more. That's been the inherent problem from the start of the dead bedroom. I've always been met with either defensiveness, rebuttals, or a direction on what I could have done more of to earn the amount of sex I desire. It's like, I don't want a specific amount of sex. What I want is natural unfettered desire. Something I haven't gotten from her in over 10 years. Ralphstein7 says, what you want is to be desired, to be wanted, to be connected. It's not just sex, it's all of those and more. And when it's deprived, it can put you into a depression, self-doubt, anxiety, and a disconnect from your significant other that can't be fixed without that love that happens to be physical. Quack785 says, I'll be honest with you, sometimes there's absolutely nothing that you can do to change things. If she says she feels a lack of connection, and then you do your best to connect with her, there will simply be another reason not to be intimate. Take it from me, there's always another reason for her not to have sex. It's like whack-a-mole. Mysterious_speed_217 says, whack-a-mole is the perfect depiction of my marriage. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but lol. Thanks for the comedic relief. Eurytherashianbut says, sounded like she just wanted to find an excuse to completely shut down and put it somehow on you. Chemicalxpanex says, unfortunately this seems true. My wife will at least acknowledge extreme increase in affection. Little touches, kisses, I love yous, kissy face images. Snuggling, cuddling, even breast groping. She will literally let me massage her breasts, but the second I head south, nope, I've stopped it all. I still give her back massages due to pain in her shoulder, but all the other stuff has ceased as of yesterday and last night. I could tell she was super confused and uncomfortable because I was otherwise sweet and pleasant. I threw her for a loop. Every night 4 years I snuggle with her till she falls asleep. That night, straight to my back and she laid. r/deadbedrooms. P0Runstash4 says, I did it. I left. Please tell me it's gonna be okay. I just broke up my marriage this Wednesday and got a date on Saturday. It didn't amount to anything physical, but to see a woman smiling and flirting with you, putting on some makeup, and look nice for you, has made me feel a man again. I'm tremendously sad and hurt that my wife lost her feelings for me 2 years ago. I tried everything. Every little thing. We even made strides, or so I thought, in couples therapy. But this Wednesday after therapy session, that was good. We felt so optimistic. We went on a spontaneous date and had a blast. Then at home, she was wearing only panties and was so beautiful. I touched her thigh. She erupted in a shivering cry. Her body rejected me so violently, I felt as if I assaulted her sexually. That's where I knew, no amount of therapy and no amount of good days, and feeling optimistic, and being a good husband will ever amount to closeness and intimacy. It's all an excuse, and shifting goalposts. I don't believe it's conscious even. I was done. No amount of pain will ever come close to that horrible moment. Nothing. I made a Facebook post one day later where I said I'm single again, and looking for a partner. 15 women answered. I'm not that good looking or rich, it's just the state of single divorce moms in this marketplace. I'm feeling terrible right now, because it just hurts, but I really had no other choice left. My 2 little daughters will go through a lot on the next year or so, but I couldn't keep silent and be dead inside anymore. I need a woman's love on my life. It's as essential as food and water. Panachi19 says, it's gonna be okay. You deserve to be desired and appreciated. Your daughters will be better off with happy, but separated parents than they would with miserable but together ones. Profuse Llama says, it will be okay, but you really need to slow down a bit, Imo. Depending on your life, dating while still married can have impacts on your divorce. Talk to a lawyer. Beyond that, you are likely an emotional hazard to anybody you date as well as yourself, until you take some time. I know it is pretty exciting, but you have to be very introspective about where you are at. I looked at your post history and you apparently left your wife a few months back. I assume that didn't take? I think that is a great example of why you need to take some time. You should be very clear with people you might date that you are still married and what your legal status is. Saying you are single when you are not even legally separated is going to be an issue for a lot of women. Smashbangfusion_ says, I feel for you, but I would take it slow. You're already posting on Facebook that you're single and going on dates? Take some time to heal yourself and put yourself in a good position for going through a divorce. I think building your sexual confidence is key right now, before jumping into a relationship. Pelias Carnivore says, I'm not far behind you. Nothing could really be worse than my day-to-day as it is now. Puzzleheader Gift 5532 says, unfortunately, you had to do what you had to do. If she is so repulsed by you, staying in the relationship would be torture. Good luck. That's Ginamaki Mark says, if it becomes inevitable, dragging it out injures everyone involved, especially the little ones. Abandoned Throwaway says, it's not going to be okay. It's going to be great. Macadam says, how did she react when you ended it? r/DeadBedrooms. Source Dissidences says, no sex after tragedy hit. My dead bedroom has me thinking about divorce. I'm a first time poster, 45 HLF, he's a 38 LLM. 13 years married. Second marriage for both of us. I knew he was vanilla when I married him. Let me get that out of the way. I accepted it because he could keep up with me, made me orgasm unlike anyone else ever had, without all extras. Sex is extremely important to me. More important than the relationship part of the marriage, cause I will put up with some BS for some great sex. Not proud of it, but it's true. And, we have had money, trust, communication issues, but I did my best, hung in there, because the sex was great. It slowly turned into a very routine, very dull sex life. He controlled every aspect of it, saying when and where and how. I slowly had to agree to stop doing different things. I get it, desires change. I was just happy to be getting it, however I could get it. It slowed down, but even through the constant rejections, I had hope and kept a good outlook on it. Then tragedy struck my family 2 years ago, and it's been a dead bedroom ever since. I lost my mother, paternal grandmother, maternal grandfather all in a span of 4 months. I was grieving, not in the mood to be rejected yet again, so I told him to let me know when he was ready for sex. I was not touched physically in 6 months. Not even holding my hand watching TV. He spent his time in his game room. I tried to wait it out, stupidly keeping time of how long it had been. Finally I gave in and initiated. He said yes, but he acted like it was a chore. He got mad at me, we both were frustrated, we stopped. We had a big argument over that, and his lack of support for me, and he moved into his gaming room. That was 8 months ago. There's no physical contact at all at this point. This time of sleeping alone has made me venture into pornography, fantasy, and masturbation. He had put an end to that many years ago. I never thought this would be me, but here I am. We are roommates now, and I'm not sure what I even want to do about it. I'm not sure if I can even go back to the sex life I had before this. It has made me remember who I'm as a woman, not just his wife. What I have always wanted, not just what I accepted, and awoken a sleeping beast within me. It's also like a switch has been flipped, and I no longer crave him sexually like I used to. I like the fantasies in my head more than I like the thought of sex with him. Such a horrible thing to admit to. But I'm not a huge fan of divorce either. I will never cheat on him, he won't cheat on me. He won't swing, or give me an open marriage. I've offered. We've had all the talks we can take at this point. IDK if I'm playing a game of let's see how long I can be celibate, or do I fully wake up the beast? All I know is I hate this game, but he has the damn ball. I'm scared that if I take my power back it will be divorce. I'm going to be the biggest slut I can because my libido is higher than it ever has been. Yet I'm also scared of a celibate life. I'm so unsure of which fear to conquer. As I said earlier, I will put up with some BS for good 6, but right now, there is none. I feel as if I have to. Travelfan09 says, why are you scared of divorce when it sounds like other parts of your relationship were filled with BS? If all you had was 6, and now that's gone, what else is left to hold you together? The problem a lot of people have here, myself included, is that they have great friendships/loving relationships with their spouses, but it's the sex that's missing. Sounds like you have none of that. Kitchen_._4587 says, for the most part this is me just flip genders. I'm 37 and she is 45. I feel everything you said completely. I don't want to divorce her, but it's hard being in love with your roommate who doesn't desire you at all. Redditrader_8 says, I have the same issue. I need sex and I can put up with an awful lot of bullshit if I'm getting regular sex. My husband knew this and took sex away. He uses it as a weapon to punish me. He has destroyed things that are sentimental to me and done exactly the opposite of everything I've asked. He intentionally pushes me away just to see how far he can push before I break. Connect_collar_7656 says, I 34 male, am in the same boat with my wife 33 female, as you. After we had our son 2 years ago everything has changed. Before that, sex life was very good, we were both happy and very active. But looks like she is no longer into me. I was always the one to initiate, I don't even remember the last time she initiated things in bed. First 6 months or more, I would understand that it is very difficult with the newborn, but I helped a lot, always worked from home, while she was on maternity leave. When my son was 1 year old, I went on paternity leave myself for 4 months. so she could get back to work, basically get on her feet, and take a proper rest from baby while I was full-time taking care of kid. But that didn't help. She was always finding hundreds of excuses like blaming sleepless nights, hormones, she was still breastfeeding, etc. just to avoid sex. After those 4 months he started going to kindergarten. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.